Welcome to the Gothic Outrage Podcast.
Alright, everyone. Hello. Hello. We are here. And, well, I'll let you start it off.
So we're the Gothic Outrage Podcast. We're talking about how serial killers and true crime have shaped horror and media, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff.
You're fine. It's okay. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. You're gonna be
anyway. But yes, so what are we getting into today and all that? So that way people know what's going on.
fine. So we're getting into John Wayne Gacy.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
The old sad clown, or not
Killer
sad
clown.
Killer clown, not sad
Yeah.
clown. That's a different person.
Yeah, no, I don't know. We're not getting into any side clowns. We're just getting into killer clowns.
All right. Well.
And not from outer space.
Oh, that would actually be more fun than this.
You poor tortured soul. I'm not sorry.
I know. Thank you for not actually saying sorry, because
Okay.
I wouldn't believe you even if you said it.
You're quite welcome.
Anyway. Yes. But hello, Alex and Jose, which going there, and JD, I think. Yeah,
Yep.
JD. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing fine. Hope everyone's doing okay. But today, like she said, we're talking about old John Wayne Gacy and more about him.
Yeah, mostly just him and what makes him a serial killer exactly. Like the traits of what serial killers, all of them kind of have in common.
Yes.
And then which boxes he specifically ticks off.
Mm-hmm. So very analyzation like.
Yay!
Alright, so let's do this thing. Let me get. Well, I guess you could probably control the mouse.
I let you do it because it's more fun for you to get to do it.
I guess. Alright, so we're gonna go to present. Alright, and how do we.
You just click.
I just click. Alright, so we're the. Oh yeah, we got more people joining in.
Welcome in.
The life and traits of the killer clown.
Whee! So the traits of a serial killer from later in life are things like lack of empathy, lack of remorse, superficial charm, grandiosity and narcissism.
Grandiosity.
Yeah. Deviousness, predatory behaviors, ritualistic behaviors, impulsivity, bedwetting past age 5 for early childhood, fire setting. Yeah, bedwetting past age 5.
Bullshit!
Yeah. Apparently that's an early childhood sign that you're gonna end up having a killer.
Interesting.
It is. It's very weird though.
I've literally never heard that in my life.
Yeah, you learn something new every day.
Part of me is that's gotta be some pseudoscience, but
Well, that's what we're gonna kind of look through while we go through all these people too.
Mm-hmm.
Is if any so far from the 3 that I've researched right now, none of them have that.
okay, so
Yeah. So I don't know.
so these are supposed childhood signs
Yes.
to lead to. Because
Yes.
cruelty to animals has always been a thing.
Yes, fire setting, physical and sexual abuse as well. Both of those.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's gonna be quite a ride going through the things. So you guys get to kind of see what I've been able to put together based off of all the research and things I've done. So a lot of this is gonna be there are videos that we get to play through this too. By the way, I forgot to mention that to you.
Yes.
We are gonna be seeing some. We're gonna be seeing some videos and stuff that are gonna pop up on here as well that are gonna be him, Gacy actually talking,
Yes.
and people who have interviewed him and some of his interviews and stuff
Mm.
that kind of show him.
Yeah. Okay. So did we share this on Facebook?
I didn't yet, no.
Okay. That's okay.
I told people that we're going to be in this, though.
Alright.
So.
Alrighty then. Well, let's click on in over here.
So, Gacy was born March 17th, 1942. In Illinois.
1940.
Yeah. He had a troubled childhood. I mean, clearly, he's a serial killer. Of course he's going to be troubled. Not like anybody else has troubled childhoods or anything. And, somehow something just kind of checked his little box of, let me hurt people.
Yeah, I guess.
He had reported physical abuse from his father. And, to be fair, his father was beating him at that time because he thought that his son was gay. Because he liked baking and doing other things. Because he didn't want to go outside and play rough and tumble with the other boys. He wanted to stay inside and be with mom.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently Dad was like, ooh, you're too girly. Let me beat the girly out of you. Because that's the way to do it.
Okay, and this is all actual document.
Yes.
Okay, so this isn't him lying to...
No, his mother said the same thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well...
So this is like a known fact.
Okay.
Yeah. His early signs of deviant behavior emerged during his adolescent years, foreshadowing the crimes that would later define his legacy.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Which was, so great, by the way. We're going to go into that a little tiny bit. So for those of you who don't know who this is, which I think pretty much majority of humans should know who this is, he's known for killing 33 young men and boys and burying them in his crawl space underneath his house. And so I watched like the Netflix documentary, and I do mention this in here later on. But that documentary, if you check it out or ever, it at the very end talks about how there was a young man that worked for Gacy over at I think it was his mom's like apartment building. And he was like the groundskeeper, so he had this kid come over and do the lawn. Well, he had at one point seen 17 trenches that were dug. And he told the police about it. Yeah, this. He told the police about it, and they dug the site. They checked, they saw that there was like in those spots that the guy had mentioned, they saw that there was like upturned soil and stuff, and they had like, they saw that. But apparently, what they decided to do was dig in the spots that the boys said, do not dig. Those were already here. Did it anyway.
Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, so there's like a whole conspiracy now about how the police are trying to like cover everything up. And that was like a whole thing within the Gacy documentary. So it's quite interesting.
Dang.
It's quite interesting. Conspiracy theory that's like been on a documentary. Yeah, it's interesting.
And
here's crimes and victims. So he had 33 plus victims murdered between 1972 and 1978. He was, like I just said, convicted of murdering at least 33 young men and boys.
That's a key word, apparently.
Yes, it is. At least. Minimum. There's most likely more, but the police even were like documented saying, we don't want more bodies. So... many of the boys were sexualized and strangled. Most were buried beneath Gacy's home. And there, like I said on here, the Netflix documentary, that there are 17 more bodies that are unaccounted for, making the total number 50.
50.
Yes. If the police would go and actually check.
50.
That's a whole issue with that police.
Yeah.
Not, all of them, but at least that specific area.
Yeah.
So here we go. Lack of empathy and remorse. Gacy was known for victim blaming. He does this frequently in most of the interviews I've seen anyways. He blamed his victims by claiming they were out to get him or that he was being used, which you saw also in the movie that we watched together.
Yes.
Like the little mini-series thing.
Biopic series. Yeah. Awfulness.
Yeah, it was called, I think, Monster or something like that. Mm-hmm.
Monster Inside or some shit like that.
Something like that. It was basically like a dramatized movie version.
Yeah.
Just like they did with Dahmer, just like they've done with Bundy, things like that, yeah. He's quoted to have said, and I got this out of a book, by the way. My biggest regret is being so trusting and gullible, being taken advantage of.
Dummy. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, bruh. Here's another thing that I found out of a book that he was quoted to have said. I should never have been convicted of anything more serious than running a cemetery without a license.
Why?
Because, you know.
Yeah.
What a stand-up, classy, wonderful person.
Yeah.
So cool. He was... I'm sorry, in this side photo, he kind of looks like a little bitch.
Yeah, he got no chin.
Not really. It's like, he has a butt chin. He has like a Peter Griffin chin.
Yeah, not even any butt in it, just little whoop, like you said, like the Peter Griffin chin without the double without the double ball. It's just the one with the one boot.
Like when I saw this photo,
Eggman.
yeah, I was like when I saw this photo, I was just like,
hey.
Like, this is the dude?
Sir, you need to pay your taxes. I'm here to audit you, sir.
God.
You missed your payment last month.
He completely mocked a mother's grief. When a mother of one of the victims suggested Gacy get the lethal injection 33 times to represent all 33 of his victims, he responded saying, she ought to take 33 Valiums and go lay down.
Oh, brother,
Like,
this guy stinks!
What a douche. And his last words were, kiss my ass.
Yeah, that checks out.
See, clearly was not at all ever sorry for anything he did.
Yeah.
But yeah, wonderful person. Let me just get to the next thing. So here's when we get started.
Another one.
Here's our video for the proof and everything. I'm actually gonna move this over a little bit so we can click on those a little bit easier. We're gonna stick that over here. Superficial charm. The handcuff trick. So here's what Gacy would do. Can I see your hand? He would handcuff his victims.
What?
And then it would be a trick or a joke to render them unable to move.
I thought you were about to do the whole thing that he did in this.
Gross, no. I'm good. No.
You're about to recreate the whole thing, is you? But no.
No. Just taking your rest for a second.
Just boot, and I did the whole thingy thing.
There's a handcuff trick and a rope trick. Detective Mike Albrecht of the Des Plaines Police Department was questioning Gacy after his arrest when the killer offered to demonstrate. Here's Albrecht's account of that frightening moment.
We asked him about the rope trick, and he says, well, let me show you. And I said, what do you mean? So he asked me to put my wrist in there. I says, I'm not putting my wrist in there. Larry Finders, no, here, show you. He used his rosary, and he had wrapped it around his wrist, put a little knot there, and then the pen he had that he was doing a diagram with, he put in there, and then another little knot. He said, you just twist it, and it would be one end here and then the back of the head on the other end, and you would twist it slowly, and eventually it would strangle the kids. And sometimes he would be strangling the kids. First he would show them the handcuff trick. The handcuff trick was he would put handcuffs on them, struggle a little bit, and all of a sudden he's out of the handcuffs. So now he's going to put it on the kids. So you get out of handcuffs. So he would handcuff them behind their back, and they would be struggling. Obviously they couldn't get out. Then Gacy would go in his pocket and take out the key and say, see, you need the key to get out of the handcuffs.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Wonderful, right?
Just morally amazing.
Alright, let me move this back again. Hopefully it's fine. Community and political. Served as a Democratic Party precinct captain and involved in the JCs. Established strong ties with authorities which dismissed his predatory rumors easily.
Everybody from the neighborhood knew Jack Gacy.
I was clowning and appearing in at least 10, 15 parades.
He was also a Democratic precinct captain.
He seemed very personable, very friendly.
But he could turn on a dime.
There is a right way, there's a wrong way, and there's my way.
Was he insane or was he evil?
Conversations with the Killer, John Wayne Gacy, is a new documentary premiering tomorrow on Netflix. The three-part series features new interviews with investigators, victims' families, and testimony from one of Gacy's survivors. It all seeks to answer the crucial question, what allowed a public figure like John Wayne Gacy to kill so many for so long?
Joe Berlinger is the director. He joins us this morning. Joe, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So, here in Chicago, we've heard the name John Wayne Gacy for years, and we feel like we've heard every possible thing that could have come out about John Wayne Gacy. What did you find that we might not have heard about?
That is true for Chicagoans. It is a well-known story, but one of the things that makes this, I think, compelling is we have a bunch of people who have never spoken before, giving us some very compelling testimony. In particular, a guy named Steve Nemmers, who is a survivor of a Gacy attack and really gives us incredible insight into how that, the psychology of how he got people to take him into his confidence. And we also have these incredible tapes that have never been heard before. So look, many people know the story of Gacy, but I think you can never tell the Gacy story enough, particularly for a new generation, because he just represents, we want to think that serial killers act and look like serial killers all the time, so that we feel we can identify them and not become a victim. But what Gacy teaches us is that, these guys can be, your trusted colleague, your coworker, your father, your brother. Gacy was a master of disguise and deception, and sadly lured so many people to their deaths.
You mentioned some tapes, the audio tapes, videotapes. What's on them?
Yeah, there's a very compelling audio tape that we got from members of the defense team who want to remain anonymous, but these are tapes that have never been heard before. Are
they tapes of him, John Wayne Gacy, speaking, or attorneys?
It's conversations, basically prepping for trial, and it was kind of a no-holds-barred conversation that really gets into the mindset of what his thinking was at the time.
And you mentioned one of his victims, the Steve Nemmers, talks for the first time. How, after all these years, how did you convince him to go on camera and speak?
Well, I think he saw our previous series and our previous shows, and he recognized that we do things with integrity and with a victim focus. That's also a big difference. A lot of the shows that have done, have been focused on Gacy as a perpetrator and not so much on the victims, and this show is much more victim focused. In fact, we detail how, and one of the other reasons to keep telling the story is that they are still continuing to identify the 8 unidentified victims at the time. So 3 so far using DNA technology in the last couple of years. 3 unidentified victims have been identified.
You also make the choice in this series to show some of those, the new footage of unearthing the bodies. And I think, in the news media, we haven't seen a lot of that. Is it just to show people just how horrible this was, or should people be warned about it? Is it that grim?
It is tough footage, and people are warned at the beginning of the show. So, but it's important to understand just the horror of what this guy did, because it's why we're still talking about it. Basically because of the prevailing values of the day. The other reason I wanted to tell the story is that people who had a gay lifestyle back then were not treated the same way as they are treated today, and the police kind of looked the other way with a lot of these clues that could have brought him to justice much more quickly. So the horror of what he did and the idea that all victims of crime deserve the same dignity was part of my thinking there.
So of the new people that you interview in this documentary, you mentioned one of his survivors, Francis Wayne Alexander. Do you feel like that he was probably the best source to get a picture of what he was actually like?
I think he was one of the identified victims. Was he not, Joe?
Well, who was the survivor you mentioned?
The survivor was Steve Nemmers.
Steve Nemmers, yes, thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the question?
Just who knew him best of the new interviews that you do in the documentary?
So what do you mean, who knew him best?
So who had the best idea of who John Gacy was and what was going on in his mind?
Oh, I mean, a lot of these people were directly involved in the case. We have the original prosecutor, Terry Sullivan. We have the investigating police. So a lot of people provide a lot of perspective, but he provides some incredible perspective of what it's like to be alone in the room with somebody like Gacy.
Well, it's fascinating, and we appreciate you joining us, Joe. It's Conversations with the Killer, the John Wayne Gacy tapes. It starts streaming on Netflix tomorrow, and you can follow Joe Berlinger on Twitter or Instagram. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
That series, I can't recommend that series enough. I mean, it's, if you're really wanting to get like an idea of what happened and like why.
You're into that stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely like a true crime watch. The like what we're doing is a little bit different. We're kind of more talking about like who he was and stuff, because it's going to be very much relevant when we go over like the monsters and stuff later that claim that they were based off of Gacy. We're gonna get into that.
Yes.
But that's at a later time. But the other thing with Superficial Charm was he also hosted neighborhood block parties, making him look friendly and sociable like the neighborhood good guy. Video from Gacy.
The clowning was relaxation for me. I enjoyed entertaining kids. Like some people are,
This is from the Netflix.
they unwind in different ways. Either we're going out drinking or that. I could put on clown makeup and I was relaxed. And I enjoyed doing it. It was only twice a month that I did it.
Yeah, this was not used for a lure to draw kids to you
No, we would visit different hospitals and entertain the children there. And we didn't entertain them with handcuffs or anything like that. All we used was balloon animals and small toys and stuff like that. But we also did parades. And in the summertime, like on 4th of July, I used to be in 4 parades in one day. I've always told people when I got into clown makeup, I regressed into childhood. It was fun being a clown because you could be yourself or just let yourself go and act a fool. You could be slapstick and funny and have a good time. That's why I always enjoyed clowning. Clowning has taken a bad name because of what they've used in my case.
Gross. Anyway. So yeah.
To just show the madness.
The weirdness too.
Yeah.
So that was his view on what he was doing when he was clowning around.
Twisted.
Yeah. Grandiosity and narcissism. Political and social climbing. He constantly bragged about his political connections, successful contracting business, and social status, even managing a photo with First Lady Rosalind Carter. Yeah. I'll play the videos at the end of this one.
Of course.
Because there's only 2, so it's not like we have like,
I got you.
Yeah. The killer clown persona. So he created Pogo the Clown, which fed into his ego and need for public adulation, allowing him to manipulate the community's perception and conceal crimes. Yeah, as we saw from the other video that we just watched, what they were talking about. So that is a lot of this is definitely. A lot of these notes I took were from the Netflix documentary words. So most of my notes are from that. The arrogance during police surveillance. This is actually my favorite thing that he did because he was very arrogant, which is I think what inevitably got him caught, which I'm so happy when he got caught. Once the police began to suspect him, he invited them into his home, firmly believing in his own charm and power of persuasion to control the situation, which clearly did not work. He clearly...
I think, did we not see that in the video?
The movie too.
Or series, rather?
Yeah, the mini-series, yes. It was in there too. That is just crazy. Like
it was almost working, though.
Kind of, but no. Those were the detectives, and the detectives were like, they're not falling for it. They knew. Like the 2 that were tailing him, they knew something was up because they kept finding him popping up randomly. Yeah. Everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
And then dude found the smell and shit.
Yeah, and he was selling murderabilia on death row. These are actually his paintings that I put in here. These are paintings he personally did because he signed each one of them. Selling murderabilia, he spent time painting bizarre, crude portraits of himself as Pogo, Elvis, and various other subjects. He thought himself a celebrated twisted artist, selling his art for thousands to capitalize his notoriety. So, fun fact, I also found out that the victims' families were purchasing this artwork and then burning them. Yeah.
But that doesn't make sense because the money is still going to
But
Gacy.
it still went to him, yes, but they were purchasing it to burn them so that way nobody else could have them. Because they didn't want it. They didn't want shrines being made of it and shit, and like people idolizing the person that killed their family members.
Yeah, I get that.
I get what they were doing, but yeah, a lot of them purchased these paintings, and I'm like, what the heck, bro?
Yeah.
Tonight in News Extra, the man who committed what may be the crime of the century. His name is John Wayne Gacy, convicted of killing 33 innocent people and destroying hundreds of lives. He's never talked to anyone about the case until tonight. His murder spree was first discovered on a cold December day when the first of his victims were found in the crawl space beneath his home. They were taken out one by one as the world watched. For 13 years, Gacy refused to talk. But tonight, he's breaking that silence, walking out from death row in Menard State Prison to speak one-on-one with Channel 2's Walter Jacobson. Walter is here now to tell us what Gacy had to say in an exclusive interview. Walter.
Quite a bit. Bill, I spent 2.5 hours with John Gacy listening to a whole new story about his case. He was rambling and often inconsistent, but always very cagey. 13 years ago, he told the police how he murdered his victims. Now he's telling me he never did.
People don't want to know the truth and the honesty of it. If they want to be convinced or brainwashed into what they believe, then fine, then go ahead and kill me. But vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, because you will have executed somebody that didn't commit the crime.
Those are the words of John Wayne Gacy, pleading innocence from death row at Menard State Penitentiary 13 years after being convicted of his crimes. The most notorious serial killer of our time.
When they paint the image that I was this monster who picked up like these altar boys along the street and swatted them like flies, I said, this is ludicrous.
But the jury didn't find it ludicrous. After barely 2 hours deliberation, its verdict was murder by Gacy, 33 times, 29 bodies buried in that house of his on Summerdale, a crime of horrendous proportions. In the crawl space underneath, bodies covered with lime and encased in plastic, dug up a few days before Christmas and carried into the December cold, one after another after another. But despite all this evidence, he says he has proof he didn't do it. Here's one of dozens of examples of what he calls proof.
I've taken 3.5 hours of truth serum, and under sodium amytal, the maximum amount that I could have, it shows that I have no knowledge of the crime whatsoever. Never have.
But this is where his attempt to change history, which is what he thinks will get him a new trial, begins to break down. There is no proof anywhere that he ever took truth serum. Now, it's not only a matter of physical evidence, it's a character issue as well. Many times during our interview, he tried to portray himself as a good guy, an ethical, hard-working family man. Here's how he describes himself as a father.
Loving and caring.
Yeah.
I've always looked after my children, even now.
What kind of values do you remember imparting to them?
The kind of values?
Were you strict with them too?
No, not as strict as, no. A lot of things that my dad did, I refused to do, because I don't believe in hitting children. I don't believe in spoiling a child either. My values are such that if you give enough love to
You're
children...
accused of murdering 33 kids, and you say you didn't believe in hitting. I mean...
Well, anybody that knows... You see, first of all, you're basing this garbage on what you've heard of me.
And what the jury said, and what the courts of appeal have said. And the prosecutor who put him in jail says Gacy is a ruthless and sadistic killing machine.
He thinks he's the smartest man in the room.
Responsible. He knew exactly what he was doing. He planned it in advance. He carried it out, and he enjoyed it.
And he admitted it. In fact, boasted of it to the police. But now, 14 years later, he's denying it and talking to me about it. What does Prosecutor Kunkel think of that?
He's a desperate man. He's going to die in 2 or 3 years. He's going to be executed when the law is finally carried out. And he'll clutch at any straw.
2.5 hours of clutching at straws, cunning and manipulative denials. But if you listen carefully, you catch him slipping up. About John Bukovic, for instance, his second victim.
What happened to what happened in the Bukovic case? Where was he picked up, and how did he get to the house, and what happened with him?
I don't want to go into the other the 5 that I know about. Just take it that I didn't. Bukovic is not one that I killed, so I don't know nothing about him. Just a little bit that I know about him is that he was an employee of mine. See, when you look about this recall business, and
I'm not a prosecutor, John, but you just
I know you're not.
Bukovic
Wait a minute.
is not one that you killed, which suggests
So you just said you
that
killed
maybe
people, though,
that there were
bro.
others that you did kill. I mean, I'm not.
Okay, I'm sorry if I led you to believe. No, strike it then. That is wrong.
Digging yourself a hole.
But it's too late to strike it. There are others he killed, children he lured into his home anyway who didn't get out alive. When he was arrested, he told the police what he did and how he did it, with a rope that he used as a tourniquet. Now he says he didn't do it, and shows me his rope trick to explain how the police misunderstood. That and more of what he's twisting into his pleas of innocence tomorrow. Linda, Bill?
Fascinating, Walter. Look forward to tomorrow.
That was that one.
Yeah.
Enlightening, wasn't
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it shows even more that that bio series got it pretty close.
Yes, they did. No, they did.
Casting
That's what I was
and
telling you.
everything.
Like, it was like insane how close they got the.
Can't see any of the.
Basically, it was just
art auction apparently.
Yeah, so this one was just like him talking about different art pieces that he created and like showing his artwork off.
Yeah.
And that was when I was telling you about like the families that were buying them to burn them. It mentioned that in that video.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That was just like the video for like the where I got my info.
Yeah.
This one is deviousness. Sorry, that hurt. I moved and it twinged.
Why do you keep doing it? Because I know you said I was gonna do it, but then
but then you told me I should probably do it because you're like you'll know when to like. So
Yeah.
I'll just do it. It's fine. No, I just twinged a little bit when I hurt my back. By the way, that's like it is a thing. I feel like a car. I fix one thing and like 4 more things break.
Yeah.
It is what it is. The handcuff trick or the rope trick. That is a devious thing that he did.
Mm-hmm.
We already went over what that was, so that's why it's just kind of a note to put in there.
Yes.
The model citizen persona, hiding in plain sight, the JC's construction business, Democratic precinct captain, things like that. Police impersonation. This is a new one that we haven't seen yet. He cruised the streets for young men and runaways using badges and flashing his lights to pull them over under the guise of a legit officer. So he would pretend he was a police officer, which is also, by the way, against the law, impersonating an officer, but
yeah,
whatever. Fake employment lures. Many of his victims were young workers, runaways, or hitchhikers. He would offer them employment and a place to stay in order to get them to his home to murder them.
Murder.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like this fake employment lure, this is actually something I feel like Gacy got from another person. Because there's somebody else that we're going to go over that did the exact same thing with the fake employment. And it's quite interesting to me because this was from like the 1400s that happened. Yeah. So you know who I'm talking about. We're not going to mention it right now.
Yes, of course.
That's for the next that's for like episode 5, but
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Through
quite interesting.
line there.
Yep. When y'all want to come back for episode 5, that's gonna be the one. He also gaslit authorities. Even when suspects or victims managed to escape and report him, his charisma allowed him to convince everyone to dismiss the charges or settle with misdemeanor batter deflecting suspicion from his murders.
Yeah.
So we got like battery and assault charges, and that was it. because they were like, oh, they're gay, you're good to go, my friend.
Yeah, pretty much, especially back then.
Which, okay, I don't care, by the way, like, what you're into. A person is still a person. That's still a human life. Like, that your job is to protect human life. Just because they're gay does not mean that he deserved it. Like, that's not okay at all. No matter what time. That like sincerely pisses me off. But they're like, oh, they're gay. Whatever.
Yeah, that tends to happen with a lot of these serial killer things.
It's that's the gut wrenching part.
Yeah.
Oh wait, there was a video, wasn't there?
I don't remember seeing one.
The rope trick.
Oh, we get to see the rope trick. Beautiful.
Yes, we do.
Oh, I thought we.
He was simply discussing knots in general.
Oh.
Catch his sense of humor.
Shoelaces, huh? You're in trouble now.
Yeah, right.
Aren't you afraid sitting that close to me? What the hell? Oh, this is too long. Right, you don't need it this long.
I don't need it this long.
I had a rosary,
That's what she said.
which I carried in my pocket. I've always carried a rosary. It was my communion rosary. They said, well, what kind of a knot do you use? I said, what do you mean knot? When I tie things up? I says, depending on what I'm using it for, I said, the only thing I ever learned from Boy Scouts was a tourniquet knot. He said, well, show us what that is. So I took, at that time, and again, it's together, but in order to demonstrate it here, I took the rosary and I said, well, here, you put it around. This is hard trying to do this. Why don't you put your hand out?
How about
Okay, here. What I told him, I said, here, all you do is you wrap it around, you put one knot in it. And I said, then you put a second knot in it. Okay? Mm-hmm. I said, then you take a stick and stick it in here and you just turn this. And I said, it causes a tourniquet. I said, that's the only knot I ever learned.
Precisely the kind of knot found on the ropes wrapped around the necks of the victims found under the house on Summerdale.
It all ties it together.
Yeah, it
all of
does.
it starts to like really tie together, and it's like he was very terrifying to be in a room with, from what these people were saying. Which I can totally understand that.
Yeah.
His predatory behavior. This is what we're on now. Owie. In August 1967, he assaulted a 15-year-old boy. When the boy went to his father, Gacy hired someone to assault the kid in order to get him to shut up. This leading to a sodomy conviction in 1968, where Gacy served only 18 months of a 10-year sentence. He got out on good behavior.
Yeah.
The police had him.
To the police.
The police had him in custody. I don't know how many times. Like I had it like originally in that book that we got. We got a book that had a bunch of serial killers in it. I think it was like the Serial Killer Encyclopedia or something from like Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I had like circled each time that I found that they like let him go, and I think it was like 5. I think. I don't quote me though. I'm not 100% sure, but this was the first time.
Yes.
Annoying. January 3rd, 1972, he committed his first known murder of the Greyhound busboy. Because that's what Gacy would know his victims by, is by where he found them.
Yeah.
Because he didn't know their names. Because they weren't people to him, unfortunately.
Yeah, they were just game, basically.
Yeah. Which is why he knew them as, like, whatever place.
Yes.
1975 through 1977, his spree intensified. So this is after his wife actually left him, his second wife. So after she left him, his spree did get, like, he went on a huge killing spree.
Yeah.
Because she was no longer there, so he didn't really have anywhere. He didn't have to like try to hide it when she was gone. So after she left, it was like.
Yeah, it skyrocketed.
Yeah, it targeting teenage boys and young men using his construction company to get them.
Yeah, in which we saw in the series as well.
Yeah, except for we didn't see that Cram was living with him.
Yeah,
Cram was living with him.
That was a new detail that we learned through there.
Yep.
Through the series as well. Because it did say that in the series that person lived with him.
Yeah. But we didn't get to like see what happened like during that time really.
No.
There's a whole bunch of speculation that Cram knew what was going on, and he like swears up and down he had no idea. But
No.
there's no way he didn't know. There's no way he didn't smell it. We're also wondering how his ex-wife never knew, but then so he was making excuses. So I thought this one was interesting, an interesting read to me anyway. She did smell things, but he told her that like mice and rats and stuff were dying like in his basement and stuff. So he would go kill them. Yeah. In March 1978, he enticed a 27-year-old. So at least this one was an adult.
At least.
Right?
That other word, that special word, at least.
At least this one was an adult, and this wasn't. Whew. He doesn't have very many adults under his belt, I'll put it that way. Most of them were not adults, which is disgusting. Absolutely freaking disgusting. Filthy freaking human. Blech. He enticed a 27-year-old in his car with weed and used chloroform to knock him unconscious. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the dude would have been like, I'm not into you anyway, you're too weird looking. I mean, if you look at his face, he kind of looks stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Definitely.
Man survived and reported Gacy, but Gacy got away with a misdemeanor and battery.
That's great.
That's number 2 on this one already, though. So that's disgusting. December 1978, 15-year-old Peast is the one that gets him caught. That's the one that they really talk about in the series and everything. That's why I really didn't go into it. So that way, if you guys really want to watch the series, they heavily talk about
Yeah.
Because Peace's mom it was like her, basically it was just her birthday. Kid didn't come home. So that's what really got the case going, because she was the loudest. Other families have been telling the police to go check into Gacy too, and they never did, by the way.
Yep.
She was just, again, like, the one that was like...
The most loudest about it.
And like, no, this is not my kid. Yeah. Sensation-seeking behavior. The magic trick restraint. He would show the trick. It gave him complete control of the situation, creating his own sadistic satisfaction. Psychological torment. Rather than killing instantly, he prolonged the ordeal for the thrill of power. He would handcuff victims, reveal true intentions, force them to beg for their lives while psychologically tormenting them. Stand-up person. Living on edge with law enforcement. He showed a blatant disregard for consequences and thrill for deception. Which, master of disguise, like they were saying.
Yeah.
Extreme sadism and physical torture. He indulged in high-risk perverse behaviors that required significant disinhabilitation.
Yeah.
That's a word. Using fire pokers, hot melted candle wax, homemade rack restraints, keeping victims' bodies for ongoing thrill. He was... I'm sorry, like... For me personally, he kind of just looks weird, and like I would have wanted to stay away from him.
Yeah.
Not because I know what he did now. It's like, even before that, when I saw his picture, I was like, ew.
Yeah.
Like, ew.
Peter Griffin looking stuff.
For real.
And that's an insult to Peter Griffin.
Peter Griffin's at least like I would say he's a decent dude, but he's really not. He's pretty shitty.
He's a shitty person, but at least he's not a serial killer.
Yeah, there's the at least again.
Yeah. At least.
At least. He's just a liar.
Yeah.
A terrible parent. Ritualistic behavior. The magic check restraint, again. Ankle manacling.
Manacle.
Ugh. He would frequently restrain his captive's ankles onto a 2x4 board using handcuffs.
Oh.
Crawl space barrels, clown persona, that he incorporated the clown into his grooming and seduction routine.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, I'm sure people thought that about the clown. That's hot.
Sexy clown.
It doesn't even look like a clown. It looks like he just painted a strip across his face. But you know what?
I'll lick the nose.
What am I gonna say?
Yeah, I like the tip of the nose, why don't you?
Oh, God. trolling. Okay, this is impulsivity. So trolling and cruising. By the way, so trolling. He was trolling the streets. As bad as that sounds, because we know trolling is a different term.
Yes.
So. Yes.
So what is the context that they're using trolling in this?
Trolling and cruising. He would like patrol, like trolling, like patrolling.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So trolling. Would use impulsivity, troll the streets, bus depots, and bars to pick up vulnerable young men and runaways. He relied on spur of the moment pickups, bringing strangers into his home. Yep. He would bring them to his house. So like my thing is, right? Like, why would you want people knowing where you live? But whatever, to each his own.
Yeah.
1977 Ringgold, which we just heard about in one of those videos. Highly recommend is an impulsive attack that led to the victim surviving and Gacy getting a misdemeanor.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the one person that they kept wanting to talk to throughout the cases and stuff was they wanted to talk to Ringgold because they were like, we need to talk to this dude since he was let go or he did get away.
Mm-hmm.
Lack of evidence at his disposal. He exhibited a lack of planning by keeping personal property and identification of his victims in his home. Moron.
Yeah.
He thought he would never get caught, so he just, was lazy about it. He left his belongings scattered or poorly hidden, which led police directly to the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like he would leave like artifacts from these people out and about.
Yeah.
And they're like,
old trophies.
Yeah, so he's like, oh, they're like, bro, the person was here. No, they weren't. I don't know what you're talking about. It's right here, right there. Like, are you kidding me right now? Overcrowding his crawl space. When he ran out of room in the crawl space, he didn't immediately change his pattern. Yeah. He just stacked the bodies on top of each other and eventually dumped the rest in the river. So he just kept that same rigmarole going.
Just kept going until it couldn't close the space anymore.
Yeah.
And then started dumping them in the river.
Yeah.
God damn, that had to be a exponential stench.
It stank.
In fact, stank probably doesn't even categorize.
I don't want to know what a dead body smells like. I'm good. You happen to know? I'm sorry.
It's okay.
The 1971 attempted rape arrest. He was arrested for disorderly conduct and attempt of rape of a boy he picked up demonstrating impulsive behavior. Yeah, that was the one where it was the boy that he had him beat so he would shut his mouth. Yeah, that was that one.
God damn.
Yep. And it was somebody he knew too.
Of course. Sounds about right.
So these are the childhood traumas. Bedwetting past age 5 was not specified.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't find anything on fire setting and nothing on cruelty to animals. I did extensive research too.
Yeah.
Quite extensive.
Yes, you did.
I looked for everything.
Looked everywhere and everything.
Yep. However, there was physical abuse, as we already know, childhood trauma.
Yes.
Gacy's father was an alcoholic who physically and mentally abused his family. His father would berate him for his clumsy attempts to help his father with home improvement projects. His mother says if Gacy's father knew he was having sex with men, he would have killed him. And she does say that in the documentary, too. They interviewed her. Yep.
I got a joke I'm going to keep to myself.
What?
No, I'm going to keep it to myself.
Heard. Sexual abuse. This is our last one with childhood trauma as well. 5-year-old Gacy's 15-year-old babysitter took Gacy to her room and fondled him.
Oh.
When the two moms found them, the girl's mom struck her in front of Gacy. Then 8-year-old Gacy was assaulted by a 35-year-old contractor that Gacy's father was friends with. When Gacy told his father that he didn't want to be alone with the man anymore, his dad cut the man all the way off. So, his father, I understand that he beat him for being gay, basically.
Yeah.
And Gacy swears up and down he's bi. No, that man's gay. By the way.
Yeah, and seemed to have any affinity for the woman.
No. definitely gay, not bi. Women were cover-ups. I swear to you, they were cover-ups. They were definitely like him trying to make his father proud. Yeah. I feel like when his father died, I think it was around the time his father died is when he finally got divorced again.
Which sucks for the women, because that means they were living a lie the whole time.
Yeah, and I don't even know how they got attracted to him in the first place. Like...
Personality, probably, like everybody else.
Nasty ass. Anyway.
I mean, his charisma attracted other people.
That's
not
true.
In a sexual way.
Nasty.
Like, it made people believe that he didn't do all these things for years. Well, and or when they found out, they didn't give a fuck because he was that charismatic.
Fair enough.
From what we've seen so far, because he's gotten away with so much.
Yeah.
And it took so long to get caught, so...
Yeah, it did. It took a long time.
But, yes.
But with his father, it's like, even though his dad was physically abusive and, like, definitely mentally abusive as well, is when he realized, like, hey, my son is probably, something is happening to him. Like, for him to not want to be around this person alone or, like, be around this guy. It's like, nah, screw that. Bye. You're out of my life. Get away from me kind of thing. That's, like, at least he was trying. Like, when it came to, like, the protection of his kid, he was like, let me protect my child. Like, I don't agree with him beating him. Like, by any means.
Yeah, that's a no.
At all. I don't agree with anything he did to his wife, his son, anything. Like, it's not okay.
No.
At all. And this isn't like an at least he did this. It was just like, I'm just making a comment that this was something he did do, because that's interesting to me for someone who's like...
For someone that's abusive
and
stuff, that he drew a line somewhere.
Yeah. It's like, this is where you draw the line?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll abuse my kid, but you can't sexually abuse my kid. Bro.
Yeah.
Like...
I mean, hey, you know.
You gotta draw a line somewhere, and the fact that that was his line is... I'm glad that he didn't want his child getting abused. Honestly, I'm happy that that's a thing. However, don't abuse your kid.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
That's no.
Like, what is wrong with these people?
A lot.
That was the last one too.
Alright, so that's the last of the slides.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back all the way back to 1, so we have at least some kind of like a background thing.
Yes.
That one, yeah. Boop. I'm gonna put that back over here.
Yeah. Alright.
So
that's all the information.
That was all the information. However, we do have an episode coming up again next week.
Yes, we do.
So on Monday, we're going to be doing this like every Monday.
Next Monday, if everything permits.
Yeah. We will be back with another episode. This one is about a monster in media.
Which monster in media? Or are we...
We're just hinting. We're hinting. It is a clown. It is a clown in the media.
A clown in the media.
That is like...
Oh, man.
That narrows it down, right?
Yeah. Of all the clowns you can think of.
It is a clown in the media. And I want to know, like, after this is over and everything like that, we will be posting to our YouTube channel as well, guys. We do have a YouTube channel. We are going to be posting this back to Facebook. We do have a Facebook page for y'all to follow as well.
Indeed. And this will be in the description of whatever video we have up, if we can.
And we
Comments
are also...
if we can. Probably not.
Yeah. We also are planning to put this on Spotify. So those who want to listen later can always listen later. Just listen. That way you don't have to see our faces talking and, like, see the whole thing. If you would like to see it, like I said, it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on TikTok, Spotify, and Facebook.
Yes,
so.
yes.
Yep.
Yes.
You have anything you want to add?
Well, I guess the best thing I can think of is, again, stay tuned. We have, again, almost every Monday we're going to be doing this. If not every Monday, we're going to be doing this thing. So...
You sound so angry.
Help me.
You sound so angry.
I was trying to formulate thoughts. I try to formulate the right thoughts.
You are fine. This wasn't that bad. It is not nearly as bad as you thought it was going to be, is it?
No.
Okay then. See, I told you we're gonna be kind of just brushing over.
So it's just like
these are things that we do need to know though, so we can when we do our compare and contrast, we can kind of like make nods back to. That's all.
Yeah.
Because basically after this, what we're doing is we're going to be talking about various, like I said, pieces of media that have said that they are supposed to be about Gacy, and we're going to be comparing and contrasting the characters and telling you guys fact or what was it? Fact or cap?
Fact or fiction, or well, that's a different property already.
Yeah. Either way, fact or fiction, whatever.
Fact or bullshit.
Yeah, that too. Because there is like some specific characters that were said that we have found were not actually at all anything to do with Gacy.
Yeah.
There's a couple characters we found that were clearly about.
Or based off of.
Yeah. That was an interesting wormhole that we went down.
Yeah, in which y'all will see in the coming weeks. So.
Yes. We have, as far as like the monsters about like that go along with Gacy, we only have 3 more episodes. Yeah, we have 3 episodes only. I say only, but yes, 3 episodes only.
Only.
2 shows and 2 movies. So that's like the most y'all are going to get out of me right now. We're going to have 2 shows and 2 movies. And the next thing is about a clown.
Yes.
So we will be also posting on our TikTok page that we share for the Gothic Outrage Podcast.
Yes, indeed.
We're going to be dropping hints that way through photos and stuff. Y'all can comment and let us know if you kind of figured it out or not. And then we're going to be doing the same thing with Facebook too.
Indeed.
And making drops on there.
Oh, yes. Putting like little clippies over there. Yeah. Alrighty.
Thank you guys for joining, though.
We
appreciate all 38 of you.
Thank you to everybody who came in for our very first episode, and thank you guys who's watching the podcast later on and listening later on Spotify or wherever else we put this thing on.
Return if you dare to the Gothic Outrage Podcast.